Yo. Hello, hello. We are here with a new Let's Play. And this time it's 9-9, Episode 1. Now, when I was given the choice between 9-9 or Future Radio, I picked 9-9. And the reason for that was because I was coping and said, oh, 9-9 will be less depressing than Future Radio. And if it isn't, don't spoil me on that, because I hate myself. But 9-9 is on the shorter side when it comes to visual novels, right? Well, the ones I've played recently, it's kind of a rarity. The last time I played a short VN, technically, was like Nekopara, right? But unlike Nekopara, where I kind of played a separate visual novel in between the parts, for 9-9, I kind of intend to play through all 4 episodes simultaneously. And then for the new episode, I will stream it on my Twitch, which, if you didn't know, I stream on Twitch. I have a VODs channel where I release all of the visual novels I stream, right? Most of the time, that's where you usually get the earlier versions of the VNs I play through. Like recently, I finished Kakunuke. Now, when I say finished, it's the all ages version, which means that they don't get into the routes in the all ages version of Kakunuke, so you're kind of getting fucked over there. But you know, that's kind of the exception. Normally, when I stream a visual novel over on Twitch, right, it's most, if not all, of the visual novel, excluding obviously the H scenes, right? But that's beside the point. Enough rambling on, right? All I know about 9-9 is that each episode focuses on a different girl. So, yeah, let's jump right into it, right? Technically, this is 9-9 Episode 1, Miyako Kujo. The tiny subtitle at the bottom. If you can barely see it. So, let's see. Let's go. I don't know how the audio will be, because I haven't gone through it at all, basically. I just adjusted the audio as best as I could, so if there's a bit of hiccups, you know, first episode hiccups and whatnot, or whatever. A while back, there was this anime called Mobius Ring, The Cycle of Reincarnation. The town I live in, Shiramitsugawa, helped sponsor it as a way of promoting tourism in the area, to the area. The show had some convoluted plot based off of local folklore. It left a big impression on a small group of dedicated fans, but most people regarded it as one of those oddball shows that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Though it went down in anime history as a complete failure, it's unclear whether the bigwigs behind the original sponsorship deal are clueless to that fact, or simply aren't willing to admit it. Most definitely aren't willing to admit it. It's been 2 years since the anime aired, and here we are at the second annual Mobius Festival, a ham-fisted attempt to get some mileage out of the anime despite the local residents' overwhelming opposition to going through the cringeworthy event a second time. Though, as it turns out, the festivities end up being the furthest thing from anyone's mind. Oh. This is what I mean by first episode hiccups. Everything is like kinda louder than I expect it to be. So, yeah, hang on. Should be good now, right? A rather scantily clad cosplayer shouts to the smattering of festival goers. Very scantily clad. Like, goddamn. The majority do as they're told, while the more die-hard enthusiasts continue their quest for the ideal camera angle and snap away. Did they ask for permission? A pretty impressive dedication, considering the rather substantial earthquake we went through a minute ago. Oh. Is showing off that this is like the deepest V-neck possible. I know it's a hoodie, right? But there's no fucking zip or anything. So it just looks like a V-neck and shit. But like, is this a regular thing to be showing off your midriff? Is this what girls do in this city? I blink and turn around to find Sora, my younger sister.
Thank you.
Fuck. I mean, look. I know. I saw I saw there was a guy in the voice volumes, because this is one of those visual novels where they have separate voice bars for volume sliders for different characters, right? I saw Kakeru as a character. I had an inkling it was the main character, but I kind of forgot that the main character was voiced. The last time a character was voiced, the main character was voiced, was fucking Sotetsu in My Tetsu. I think that's his name. It's been a while. I take the bandage and wrap it around my bloody right index finger.
結構ざっくりいっちゃったね。痛そう。
うかつに触るんじゃなかったな。あれやっぱダメか。
さあ、なんか難しい顔してたけど。あ。
Fuck.
さあ、なんか難しい顔してたけど。あ、来た来た。気になるなら持ち主に聞いた方が早いよ。
Bro, Kakeru even got a face portrait. I look over to where Sora is pointing to find a woman slowly walking towards us. She's a normal woman because she isn't showing off her midriff. I like how he the camera pans down I mean, the boobs are front and center, right? But like, it also pans down far enough where you'd see the midriff if she was showing it. She's one of the family. She's one of the families with an S. She's IES. She's one of the families that runs the shrine, and she works as a shrine maiden here. But she's just walking around in casual clothes rather than wearing the traditional shrine maiden outfit. What does the shrine maiden outfit expose their midriff? It just ruins the whole festival atmosphere. Incidentally, she's also a teacher at our school, Hakusan Academy. And well, I call her Ms. Naruse, like any good student would. She's always saying she prefers Satsuki. A shrine maiden and a teacher. I guess you could say both of those jobs are something of a higher calling.
どうも、大変っすね。
Well, yeah. One job is to help guide people through their faith, and the other is to help guide people through their studies. I worded it correctly, to an extent.
ねえ、あのアニメで変な人うろつくようになって迷惑してたし。フェス中してざまあみろって感じだね。
See, this is what I mean by first episode hiccups.
はーい、席ついて。朝のホームルーム始めますよ。
These voices, some of these voices are a bit quieter than the samples. And I mean, I know I should expect that, but you know, you'd hope that the sample voice would be their... What would it be? most normal sounding voice, volume, you know? As you can see, she has a lovely personality.
落書きされたこともある。
そうでしたね。
消毒液持ってきたんだけど、もう絆創膏しちゃった？
ああ、いいっすよ。軽く洗ったし。
古いものだし、未知のばい菌でもなければいいけど。
消毒液ください。
弱っ。
うっせえな。
I accept the disinfectant and continue the conversation while pouring the liquid on my cut through the bandage.
仁義ってやつ、修復できそうですか？
無理じゃないかな。完全に壊れちゃったし。これからは紙粘土とかで適当にレプリカ作って祀っておけばいいでしょ。マジっすか。いいんすかそれで。そう。
This should be a disaster, but Ms. Narase seems oddly optimistic about it. Or maybe apathetic is more the word. The sacred relic. According to local mythology, it was a treasure bequeathed by a god, and it also featured in that anime. And it was no prop. Legend says it's a relic from ancient times, and has been safeguarded in this very shrine since the days of old. The sacred relic of it is an oval-shaped sphere no bigger than a fist. At first glance, it looks like a rusted hunk of metal, but it certainly does exude the aura of something rich with history. The shrine was keeping it out on display for the festival, but during that earthquake a minute ago, it got smashed, much to our surprise. It rolled right off its pedestal and fell to the ground, where it shattered into pieces. Though it looked like metal, it was apparently as fragile as glass. The resulting mess having been deemed a safety hazard, I was ordered to clean it up, which is how I ended up stupidly cutting my finger. Had I known this was in store for me, I wouldn't have taken this side job to begin with.
さてさて、新見兄弟。
はい。
ウィース。今日はもう帰っちゃっていいよ。フェスどころじゃないだろうし。
Okay, Satsuki, you're still...
環境設定です。はーい、席ついて。朝のホームルーム始めますよ。
You get what I mean, right? That voice line right there is so much louder. A lot just louder, okay? That voice line there is louder than this line, than these lines in general.
いいんすか？
いいんじゃない？知らないけど。
See? I mean, I could see because I've got the volume mixer right in front of me, but you could hear it.
ほんと適当だな。まあ、私はバイトじゃなくて遊びに来ただけだからいいんだけど。兄やん、帰ろうよ。
帰れるなら帰りたいが。
I mean, look, I guess it's fine as long as it doesn't reach a higher decibel than my speaking voice, you know? I'd take a glance.
ごめんなさい。今は写真はご遠慮していただけると、まだ自信あるかもしれないので、避難を。
A few guys with cameras are still crowded around that cosplayer, and putting her in quite the awkward predicament.
九条さん真面目だね。
The cosplayer is Miyako Kujo. She's working the festival just like me, and not only does she go to the same school that I do, she's also in the same class. We've had a little interaction outside of that too. Wait. In the same class, we've had little interaction outside of that too. Well, sort of. The truth is, we've hardly ever talked. No, not that we're not what I'd call close, not by a long shot. But when I see her working so hard, it gives me second thoughts about taking Miss Narase's advice on and bailing.
あのレイヤーさんかわいいな。声優さん引っ張ってきたとか？声優さんっていうかスポンサーさん？え？コロナグループの社長令嬢。
That is an unfortunate name.
何？コロナグループって。
コロナ飲料なら聞いたことあるだろ。
I mean, I understand they're talking about the beer, but every time I hear Corona, I mean, can you not think about the period that happened between the span of 2020 and 2023 with the event? Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
あのコロナ？コーラとかの？そうそう。
Oh, it's not a beer in this world. It's a it's a cola.
マジで？
マジ。割と有名だぞ。うちの学校にコロナのお嬢様いるって。
なんで社長令嬢自らあんなことしてるんすか？アニメがこけて住民に迷惑かけたのに見て見ぬふりはできないって一番辛い仕事を立候補。あの人個人がスポンサー？まさか企業として出資してるわけだし個人でお金出したりはしないでしょう。親のしたことに責任感じてるってことです？
そうなるな。
性格良さそう。実際いいよね。成績も上位だし。パーフェクト超人かよ。なんかムカつく写真撮っておこう。
撮ってどうすんだよ。
Holy shit. Back sprite. This is even rarer than a talking MC.
いつか何らかの機会に脅しの道具として使えるかもしれない。
Bro, you're exposing your midriff as well. Her cosplay is just as scantily exposes as much skin as what she's wearing right now.
クズだなお前。
親の格も違いすぎるよね。アマかけるとか中二ネームつけちゃう両親に育てられたせいで私こんなんなんすよ。
お前だいたい天って呼ばれるよな。
空って呼ばせたいなら普通の空でいいじゃんね。そのうち絶対解明してやる。せめて漢字は変えてやる。天さんってあだ名つけられたりしてそう。あの漫画みたいに。さよなら天さん。
Satsuki.
何それ？
知らん。
世代の差を感じてムカついたので早く帰ってください。
じゃあやることもなさそうなんで帰ります。
I stand up and glance over at Kujo before getting ready to head back.
ごめんなさい。ポーズとかそういうのはないです。私ただの会場案内ですので。
She's having a hard time handling the few remaining guys who insist on taking pictures of her. She really looks like she's in a bind. Well, it's not my problem. I'm sure she'd really appreciate if I dashingly stepped in to offer a helping hand, but unfortunately, I just can't muster the will to walk out onto the battlefield.
行くぞ、空。
Yeah, you don't want to be swarmed by hundreds of desperate picture takers. That's all they're doing, right, guys?
はいよ。さつきちゃん、またね。
They're just there to take pictures, and they're definitely not going to do anything with those pictures later.
お疲れ様。
Damn. We leave the shrine and start heading home. There are a few people who look like festival goers right here and there. Wait, right? yeah, festival goers here and there. Probably heading toward the station, I bet.
にいにい、本当によかったの？
何が？
途中で帰っちゃって。一応クソフェスまだやってんじゃん。
Craptacular.
俺は神社の手伝い。九条と違って正式なスタッフじゃない。
ああ、さつきちゃんに個人的に頼まれたってことね。
そういうこと。
She's just like, she's really just my teacher. But Ms. Narasei's parents and my parents have known each other since forever, so we're family friends. The people running the shrine were probably looking for helping hands because we knew the festival was going to be such a hassle. Also, did you see the Steam notification? Because I feel like I think you did. You as in the person watching this video. Yeah, I see you. If you exist. They said they couldn't trust the staff, which is why keeping guard on the sacred relic was my main task. But the job went south thanks to that whole natural disaster thing.
お前はいいのか？せっかく遊びに来たのに。
白蜜パフェってあったじゃん。
ああ、地名と白蜜をかけたあれね。
こんな小さいのに800円もした。味も普通だし、コンビニのスイーツの方がうまいし。楽しみにしてた自分を呪ったね。
Okay, it's like, bro.
バイス音量
This is
の
why
設定です。
this is why it's a bit, iffy at the start.
あれ、グッズもついてたろ？
近くにいた人にあげようとしたんだけど、いっす、いらねっすって言われた。
おかしいな。参加者はアニメファンのはずなんだけどな。
絶対赤字だぞ、あのフェス。って、ちょい。
She yanks at my arm as I try to walk forward.
なんだよ。
どこ行くの？
駅だよ。
なんで？
もう帰るだろ？
帰るけど、違うじゃん。家はあっちじゃん。
俺の家っつうか、俺の部屋はあっちだな。お前の家は一駅先だ。
私もあそこに住みたい。
無理、狭い。
Another big brother who doesn't want to live with his little sister.
てか、なんでニーヤンだけ一人暮らししてるわけ？納得いかないんだけど。
お前が一人部屋欲しいって毎日のようにダダこねて、お前にクソ甘いおとんとおかんが俺を家から追い出したからだろ。
それどこの世界線の話？
俺帰るぞ。
やだ、止めてよ。
Okay,
環境設定です。
I
うわ、ゴミを見る目だ。
why do I feel like I'm doing a lot more fiddling than I usually am with these kinds of things?
嫌だね。
やだ
As my sister shows off her pampered worldview, wherein she always gets her way so long as she whines hard enough, I drag her along toward the station.
まっすぐ帰れよ。
はいはい、わかりました。バイバイ。
はい、バイバイ。
うん。何、帰らないの？
帰る。お前が電車に乗り込んだらな。それまで俺はここを動かない。
くっそ、全く信用されてない。じゃあね、バイバイ。
はいはい、さようなら。
Sora sulks. Whoa, what the fuck happened there? Sora sulks through the ticket gate and disappears into the crowd. I've been worried about whether the earthquake shut down any infrastructure, but the train station looks all clear. I'd be surprised if there weren't a few delays, but the trains are up and running just fine. I make sure to stand watch until Sora is completely out of sight, at which point I turn back. Shiramitsugawa is something of a student town. So, even here at the station, where there's a relatively large number of restaurants, it's never exactly bustling on a day off like today, when all the students aren't around. It doesn't help that the town hardly gets any tourists. This town is somewhat well known because of the Corona beverages. I'm not going to say it. Beverages headquarters being here. So one might reasonably expect the town as a whole to also be in good financial shape. But apparently that isn't enough to keep the town afloat. Well, yeah, because they keep spending money on these fucking bullshit festivals that aren't going to break in any cash. Because they're festivals celebrating a failed anime. They went all the way out. They went all out on the revitalization project with that anime and everything, hoping to make the place a hot tourist attraction, but this is all we have to show for it. Maybe they should have spent more time focusing on making it a good anime. Kudo suddenly pops into my head. Cleaning up a mess you inherited from your parents has got to be pretty tough for the daughter of a company president. I got to applaud her effort. As soon as I arrived at my apartment complex, the sun begins to set on the horizon. That unpopular festival should be just about over by now. Just about over now, same thing. Man, I sure hope that the earthquake earlier didn't make a mess out of my place. I hurriedly opened the door. Despite my concerns, my apartment is surprisingly fine. Of course, I don't own anything I'm worried about getting busted up. Heck, I don't really own much to begin with. I don't even have a TV. The only thing I really care about is the laptop I use to get on the web. I turn it on and take a seat, waiting for it to boot. As of this spring, I'm a second year. Of course you are, because that's how it always is. That means it's already been a whole year since I moved into this apartment. Nowadays, this feels more like home to me than my folks. The only issues I have are I have to fend for myself when it comes to meals, and I have to do all my own laundry. Washing and drying clothes is no big deal, but I've long since given up on ironing. I clean up the place when I feel like it. Right after I started living on my own, I tried to get good at cooking too, but nowadays I don't even try. I've thrown away every spice and seasoning I brought. Bro, why? What? Reason 1, cooking is a pain in the ass. Reason 2, it jacks up my electric bill more than I expected. That's valid, alright? And most of all, reason 3, my cooking just plain sucks. This trifecta of pain broke my spirit. Hence why my meals consist of either convenience store lunches and packaged food from the supermarket, or I get up and take a peek at the clock. Working today has worn me out. I kick back and browse the web until it gets late. The fact that it is less expensive for him to go to the convenience store every day to buy food. It's less expensive for him to buy food every day. Wait, I'm trying to think if I'm saying it right. It's less expensive for him to get food from the convenience store than it is for him to cook food himself. It's a weird sentence. I don't know. Maybe it's not as weird to you, but yeah, I know. With the sun completely set and hunger starting to set in, I decide it's time to leave my apartment. My destination is my favorite spot, a place I've gone to for the past year since I started living on my own, 7-Eleven. I've been known to go there every day for long stretches, and at the least I go once a week. Cafe 9 Ball. Though it's normally more of a coffee shop, they have a solid lunch and dinner menu, and not only is it cheap, the portions are generous to boot. It's a haven for students like me, who don't book because they're bad at it, and because of their electric bills. On the weekdays, it's usually filled with the clamor of people stopping by on their way home from club activities, but considering it's a day off, I can probably eat in peace and quiet. After I check the daily specials on the sandwiches board in front of the restaurant, I open the retro-style door, and inside will be Kujo. Oh, never mind.
いらっしゃいませ。
When I open the door, the waitress greets me from farther in. She quickly comes to show me to a table.
お一人様ですか？
はい。
お好きな席にどうぞ。
The cafe is practically empty. I take my favorite seat over by the window and peruse the menu.
お水をどうぞ。お決まりになりましたらお呼びください。
はい。
So yeah, it is Kujo. It's Miyako Kujo. Character says last name. Text box is her first name. I should start remembering her first name. Yeah, first name Miyako. That's usually how it is for these VNs and shit. Kujo places a glass on the table and walks away. Yes, the same Kujo. Yes, I predicted it. But I didn't think she was a waitress. I thought she would be a customer. Her service is by the book, and I have zero inclination to start up a conversation with her myself. We may be classmates, but obviously there's a bit of distance between the two of us, and plus, she would prefer to stay professional at her workplace. A friend likes to tease me, saying I come here all the time because I've got my sights set on her, but honestly I only recently realized the waitress at my favorite restaurant was my classmate Miyako Kujo. I mean, she does look pretty different from how she normally looks, because of the glasses, and because I don't know how she normally looks. After the opening ceremony at school, I came here to grab a bite, and once I went to pay my check...
同じクラスになったね。
Boo.
これからよろしくね。
Oh, I got jump scared by my classmate. And then he's like, "Who are you?" That's what Kujo ended up saying to me. That was when it finally clicked. Oh, duh. That's my new classmate, Kujo. And it also hit me that the 9 in Cafe 9 Ball... Oh. Of course. Yeah, no, why wouldn't it? Of course. In Cafe 9 Ball matched with the Ku in Kujo's name, which probably wasn't a coincidence. You see, the retired founder of Corona Beverages, who is also Kujo's grandfather, manages and operates this cafe. I can be pretty oblivious to things outside my interests, I guess. Even Kujo got a chuckle out of it, saying, just now figured it out. I mean, what with her changing her hair, putting on glasses, just acting a lot different from when I see her at school, I feel like she should cut me a break. Especially the glasses. Glasses and hairstyle. Changing her glasses and hairstyle at the same time really makes a world of difference. Especially... well, yeah. He's seen her in the glasses and this kind of hairstyle more than he has when she's in normal school attire, right? So it should be pretty obvious that he wouldn't recognize her. Anyway, that was the closest to a conversation we've ever come. Either here or at school. Still, she's acting a bit different today.
すいません。
はい。
I haven't decided on my order. I casually raised my hand and called Cujo over. She does look really cute. God, Cujo trots over to me.
お伺いします。
ビーフカツレツのセット、ライスで。
What can I say? I have a thing for glasses.
はい。ビーフカツレツのセットをライスで。
はい。
かしこまりました。
She briskly takes my order. Another part-timer I often see is standing nearby, and I hear her say, "What? No Salisbury steak today?" It's kind of annoying, but Cujo does me a favor by not joining in on her teasing. However, Cujo doesn't head for the kitchen. Instead, she stares at me with a slightly apologetic expression.
ん？
ごめんなさい、新見くん。少しだけいい？
That's not very professional. Well, this is a first. The surprise request leaves me at a loss, and I end up meekly nodding my head in reply.
ありがとう。これ、見覚えないかな？
She sets something on the table. I have no clue what it is, though.
アクセ？
多分髪飾りかな。神社に落ちていたの。落とし主を探していたのだけど見つからなくて。
ああ、それで俺に？
I pick it up and take a look at it. I'm not really a jewelry expert, but my guess is it's made out of silver. The design looks like a flower. What gave that away? I think back, trying to recall if any of the festival goers were wearing this, but unfortunately my memory isn't what you'd call amazing.
悪い、わからないな。見覚えはない。
そう、ありがとう。彼女さんと一緒だったでしょ？もしかしたらって思って。
Yeah, she wishes. She's probably got a bro-con too, like fucking Ritsu in Kakanuke.
あ
れ
Oops.
一緒にいた。
彼女？あ、違う。妹だよ。
I know she dresses up scantily. That's not my decision.
ごめんなさい。早とちりしちゃって。
You know, Miyako, at least you had an excuse as to why you're exposing your midriff like that. You're in cosplay. Her? She... You know...
あいつもたまに髪につけてるけど、多分違うな。どちらかといえば、九条の方がこういうの持ってそうだ。
そう？
いつもつけてる。
あ。
She touches her hair with her left hand, as if she just remembered that fact. I guess she takes it off when she's at work. But at school, Cujo always wears a pretty hair clip. It's in that very spot.
私と気が合いそうな人を探せば見つかるかな。
かもな。
I set the hair clip on the table and nudge it over towards Cujo.
ありがとう。ごめんなさい、時間取らせて。
どういたしまして。見つからないなら先生に預けておくのもいいかもな。
あ、そうね。それが良かったのかもしれない。自分で何とかしなきゃって思っちゃって。
責任感強いな。フェスも九条が一番頑張ってたし。
そんなことない。私は当日に少しお手伝いするだけだし。
写真撮られまくって大変だったろう。
ちょっとね。でもコスプレした時点で覚悟は決めてたから恥ずかしくはあったんだけど。
似合ってたけどな。
I mean, he's goddamn right too.
ああ、妹が言ってたんだ。声優とか役者とかと勘違いしてた。
妹さんに伝えておいてもらっていい？ありがとうって。
わかった。
I blurted out some nonsense and find myself lightly flustered. I take a sip of water to cool down, then try to get the conversation back on track.
にしてもイベントの後にバイトって働きすぎだろ。すげえな。
バイトといっても家業のお手伝いみたいなものだから。
仕事は仕事だろ。お疲れ様。地震とか今日は大変だったな。
そうね。新見くんもお疲れ様。いつもありがとう。
I mean, like, all he did was clean up the artifact that broke.
いつも？
お店に来てくれて。
What? She flirting or something? She smiles sweetly and heads off to the kitchen. Yikes. My heart skipped a beat. God, I'm such a pushover. I clear my throat, trying to get out the weird, awkward lump. I decide to kill some time until my food comes by playing with my smartphone. The place is empty, so dinner should come out fast. My inbox is filled with messages from Sora, griping at me, but I choose to ignore them and mark them all as read. I open up a game to waste my in-game stamina. He's opening up Genshin. Right about when I'm at a good place to stop, I sense someone coming and lift my eyes off the screen.
お待たせしました。ビーフカツレツセットです。
She lays out the dishes. It looks delicious. And you get a ton of food for 500 yen here. I can't help but wonder if they're actually making profit. But regardless, this place is a godsend for poor students like, huh?
コーラは頼んでないぞ。
さっきのお礼。嫌いだったら残してもいいから。
I mean, if you're getting a shit ton of food for 500 yen, it's either very much expected in Japan, or it feels like a service, right? Here's the thing, right? I've said right a lot. For some reason, it's like there are just some stores, or some restaurants in Japan that do not want to increase their prices, right? They are willing to basically file for bankruptcy rather than increase the prices on their food. I mean, like, this isn't the same case because I can guarantee the granddad can afford to run this business on a loss if he's basically the head of Coca-Cola, the Japanese version of Coca-Cola. She picks up her tray and bows her head slightly and leaves. Not sure she should be thanking me. All I did was tell her I didn't know anything.
律儀だな。
I murmur to myself as I accept her kind gesture and take a sip of the drink. Man, Kuja turned out to be easier to talk to than I expected. I always pictured her as being a little uptight. Makes me think maybe we could be friends. I mean, obviously your first thought when you hear of someone being a rich kid is like, oh, they're entitled, right? That's kind of the stereotype. But you've seen firsthand, she works, right? Which means she was raised to not want to work, but she was raised to learn. It's like she wasn't spoiled as a kid, right? Maybe a little, right? But she learned through earning. The words just ain't coming out tonight, apparently.
いただきます。
I put my hands together in prayer for a moment, then grabbed my pair of chopsticks. Just sharing a conversation with a girl I normally don't talk to was enough to make me slightly giddy. Man, I really am a softie. Well, it is her
ありが
episode.
とうございました。
It is her episode, so you know. I finish my meal and exit the cafe. Weekday or weekend, this town is dead at night. There are more shops here than around my folks' place, but things are just as deserted here as they are there. Hardly any cars pass through the streets late at night, so on a whim I decide to live a little dangerously and go walk down the middle of the road. This is the kind of freedom I have now. Sure, I only started living on my own so that Sora could have a bratty way. But nowadays I've adjusted to this lifestyle so much that the idea of going back to living with my folks just sounds like a pain in the ass. Yeah, you wouldn't be complaining about that if you were living in 2025 economy. I decided to take the long way back home to burn off some calories. Good idea. I'm right next to the shrine, and I figured I might as well go inside while I'm here, so I step through the imposing gate. Not a trace of the festival remains. The shrine has been returned to its usual somber mood, except for the broken artifact in the pedestal. Also, it's pretty darn creepy in the dark. I got no real business here, so I guess it's about time I head back. I swear I'm not just scared. Honest.
おっと。
I pick up on a dark shadow out of the corner of my eye, and give it a little jump. Oh, ooh. Okay, just a cat. No, wait. What is it? I get closer to confirm.
ぬいぐるみ?
Yeah, what the fuck is it? Once again, this was something I saw in the voice volume thing. But yeah, what are you? Some anime merch, I guess. Pretty uncontroversial. I guess if I wanted to be nice, I could call it interesting. Yeah, it has a pretty interesting design. See, here's the thing with this game. Unlike with Isekai, I do not know about anything that supernatural that happens in this game. I don't know if anything supernatural will happen in this game, right? This is the first time I've seen this character. So, you know, like, now I'm like, okay, are there going to be more supernatural elements in this game or some shit? Right, because with Isekai, it was pretty obvious with Shinku and shit. But here, yeah, once again, basically going in blind. But this game did not feel like the kind that would be supernatural and shit. It must have been dropped by a festival goer or a staff member. Damn, this thing spooked me good. I moved it over to a spot where someone is more likely to see it and give it a little tap on the head. He patted on the head. I do that too.
じゃあな。
I end up talking to the plushie to try and cover up the fact that it did in fact scare me. And giving the plushie a wry look to hide my shame, I sighed, put the shrine behind me. Wait for it. Okay, that's a bit creepy. Day 4/18. My super duper fun Sunday has come and gone. Monday has arrived, and my no desire to go to school itis, and don't want to get out of bed osis are both acting up, but I muster my willpower and get dressed. I pull out a pouch of jelly drink from the fridge and gulp it down, resupplying my energy reserves for the day ahead. The little chewy wobbly bits really hit the spot. After a quick bedhead check, I exit my apartment. April. I heard the average temperature is lower this year, which explains this oddly cool breeze. The oddly cool breeze. The brisk snap of a gust of wind helps me shake off my drowsiness.
あ、やっと来た
Someone shouts at me in a really aggravated tone. See, she's not exposing her midriff anymore. Going against the flow of students heading towards school, the owner of said aggravating voice shows herself. I keep my feet moving, walking along while reluctantly engaging in conversation.
遅いよ、もっと早く来てよ。何、コンビニ寄ってたの
This is adorable.
昼飯買わないといけないからな。
But animated? TVCG? Also a rarity.
かわいそう。私はお母さんのお弁当あるのに、お兄様は安いパンですの
The TVCGs usually like to stay very static. You know? Like, even in Nekopara, it was pretty much static most of the time.
残念だったな、今日はおにぎりだ。
そんなんでお腹膨れるお母さんにニーニの分も作ってもらえるように頼んでおこっか
マジ
I don't know why I use Nekopara as an example, because like the CGs were also static, other than like the H scenes. The H scenes were animated a bit, slightly. It was like 2.5D.
あ、やっぱないな。2人分のお弁当重いからやだ。うわ、ゴミを見る目だ。妹に向ける目じゃないよ、それ兄やん。
あのさ。
何？
お前友達いないの？
は、何急に。いますよ。いるに決まってるでしょ。
じゃあ友達と投稿しろよ。俺じゃなくて。
But like, why are you holding your hand out like that?
毎朝寂しく孤独に投稿しているお兄様に気を使ってあげてるんでしょ。
余計なお世話だ。
I couldn't quite put my finger on who Sora sounded like, but it's fucking Kika from Kakenuke.
んだと？兄やんはさ、もっとさ、私に優しくした方がいいと思うんだよね。いっつもイライラしててさ。
I can only hear Kika from fucking. I can only hear Kika, bro.
ちゃんと相手してやってるんだから十分優しいだろ。
そうじゃなくて、ああいう風に。
She points ahead of us. There's a small gathering of male students there. No, wait, not exactly. It's actually a meek-looking girl surrounded by a bunch of boys. Hey, she whispers like me. But unlike me, I'm not... She isn't whispering because she is worried that she'll wake up her parents if she talks any louder. She's acting awfully timid, but it doesn't seem like they're bullying her or anything. They all seem to be trying to charm her by chatting her up or offering to carry her bag.
すっげえ、見てよ、モテモテ。お姫様みたいな扱い。
本人は困ってるみたいだけどな。
Don't worry, she'll probably get her own episode.
兄やんも私をああいう風に扱えよ。
はあ。
ちょっと、本気のため息やめてくれない？
朝からお前の相手は疲れる。
そういうのもやめて！
I pick up the pace, trying to get past this crowd that's undoubtedly undoubtedly having a negative influence on Sora.
本当に
As we pass them, I check the girl out from the corner of my eye. I don't think she's in my grade. A freshman, a senior. She really looks like she's in a bind.
あの人電車で何回か見たことあるな。一人で本読んでる人だ。
It's already a miracle that she gets to sit down in a train.
実は副業でアイドルしてるとかな。
は、そんなエロゲみたいな設定現実にあると思ってんの？
Hang on. Don't call out the writers of the game, all right? Said writers of the game.
お前そんなもんにも手出してんのか。
たまたまだよ。面白そうなゲームがたまたま18禁だったんですよ。
I mean, look, this part isn't R18, but there's going to be other parts in this game that will be. So, stop calling out the game. Stop calling out the game.
おかんに言っとこ。
やめて。
I suffer Sora's antics all the way to school. Well, I shouldn't complain. Sora did just enroll here, and despite the way she acts around me, she's pretty shy. She's probably dealing with a bit of stress from the unfamiliar environment. Yeah, I get that. That said, the way she tries to follow me all the way to class is just plain silly, so I ditch her and make a break for the second-year room. How futuristic. I ignore everybody and head to my seat. The school year just started, so most of the people I knew got shuffled around to different classes from mine. Kuja was already here, but we haven't made eye contact yet. Yeah, I only see her hair. Well, that's the way it goes. I'm sure I'll get more familiar with my new classmates soon enough.
おはよう。おはよう。おはよう。
Who is this femboy-looking ass? As I'm trying not to make a scene, a youthful guy comes in with exactly the opposite plan in mind, greeting everyone around him. That would be Yoichi Fukuzawa, the only friend of mine from last year who ended up in the same class as me. His androgynous looks and charming personality have won over a handful of girls, who I've heard call him a prince. Oh, the femboy part was not a joke.
おはよう、かける。
Oh, not joke. It was intentional. He heads my way and perches on the edge of the seat of a nearby vacant desk. My unenthusiastic response of "Sup" is the norm.
昨日どうだった？
フェスか？
そうそう、行ったんでしょ？
行ったっていうか手伝いだけどな。
大盛況？
いいや、自信があったろ。
あったね、おっきいの。
そのせいで一時中断って感じになってたし、去年よりも内容的にはひでんじゃねえかな。
あらら、グッズとかたくさん作ってたのに。
アニメの放送終わってどれだけ経ったと思ってんだか。けどま、九条のキャラは人気あったな。
九条のキャラ？何？
コスプレしてたんだよ、九条が。
Yeah, it was great. The first siege of the game, you get to see full midriff from the main girl.
え？あの九条さんが？
そう。
Of the episode. Inevitably, we both turn to look at Kujo. She's sitting at her desk, her spine straight as a ruler, looking distressed as she stares at something in her hand. It looks like the hairpin from yesterday. It seems she hasn't found the owner yet.
どのキャラのコスプレしてたの？
いや、名前わかんないけど、ヒロインとかじゃね？他にもレイヤーいたけど、一番露出度高かったような。
Probably the one... Wait, I feel like she was the one who showing the most skin. I was gonna say probably one of the characters that shows the least amount of skin, and then Kakaru just contradicts what I was about to say.
イーリスだ。
え？
露出度高いなら魔眼のイーリスでしょ。
だから名前は知らんて。
うわー、僕も行けばよかったな。九条さんのコスプレ見たかった。写真も撮りたかったな。
そんな趣味あったっけ？
コスプレ自体には興味ないけど、エロい格好には興味あるよ。
My man, I mean...
ああ。
九条さんスタイルいいし、絶対使える写真になったのに。くそー。
Hang on. What do you mean by that? I find myself glaring through hooded eyes at my friend as he seriously bemoans not taking compromising photos of my bemoans not taking compromising photos of our classmate. Bemoans about... Here's the thing. Bemoans is a word I hear so rarely. I don't know how to correct it grammatically. Because it sounds... But that sentence sounds wrong when you don't add about to between bemoans and not. But you know, maybe it is grammatically correct. I just don't know. He may look like a pure and charming prince on the outside. He's just a pervert, isn't he? Isn't he? Very obviously is. But on the inside, he's a skeevy horn dog. With my baby face, I could... with my baby face, I could probably pull off sneaking into the ladies' bathroom, don't you think? Yes, he seriously said that to me once. He's actually that bad. The gulf between his appearance and reality is bound to make any poor starry-eyed girl's head spin. Then again, if he was as innocent as he looks, I probably wouldn't be friends with him in the first place. Yeah, you'd probably be jealous that he gets so much attention, that he gets so much attention from girls.
写真撮ってないの？
撮られまくってたし、ネットで探したらあるかもな。
そっか。探そう。すぐ探そう。九条さんのエロ画像を検索しよう。
Oh no.
そういうの大声で言うのやめろよ、マジで。本人に聞こえるぞ。
それはそれで？
よくねえよ、チャイム鳴ってんぞ。早く戻れ戻れ。
I just hope that he will not be like this the entire episode.
はいはい。
And subsequent episodes. Yoichi returns to his desk, blatantly getting out his smartphone to start on his new quest.
はーい、席ついて。朝のホームルーム始めますよ。
Oh, that's the voice line that they use as an example in the volume mixer. Never mind. As Naruse enters the classroom right as the bell rings, as the bell goes silent, prompting my classmates to rush to their seats.
はーい、みんないるね。特に連絡事項はないんだけど。
I half listen to her and my eyes start to wander. Transfer student, transfer student, transfer student. Wait, no, this isn't. Yuja was still staring at the hair clip. It's a little weird how preoccupied she is with some lost hair clip. Thank goodness she doesn't seem to have overheard our raunchy conversation. Was she that close? Is she like sitting in the desk right in front of you? Like, I breathe a little easier